My boyfriend wants to break up with me because I want to move out. I, F19, and my boyfriend, M18, have been dating for a little over a year now. We both currently live with our parents. Sadly, I am in a very toxic and abusive environment. My mom suffered from a stroke about 2 years ago, which I believe changed her for the worst. She now physically, mentally, and emotionally abuses me, and I'm sick of it. I talked to my boyfriend about wanting to leave my house and move somewhere else on my own, and he straight up told me if I decide to move out before he's ready, he will break up with me. He said I'd only slow him down since I'll never have money and should suck it up and deal with it because I have a roof and food. I explained to him that he will not have to move with me or pay for anything, but is free to come and go into my future place as he pleases. This still wasn't enough for him. I am an only child and my mother is single. I have no one to help me defend myself when she's out of control. I think moving out would be the best option for me to heal mentally and grow into the person I want to be. What should I do? You're 19 and too young to deal with this BS. Move out. Continue with your life. If your BF decides to break up, just push on. Your odds of finding someone new are 100% for both you and him. Lose the mother and the boyfriend. Both are toxic and controlling. Move out and dumb you boyfriend. He is only thinking about himself and doesn't want the best for you. He wants you to stay and suffer. Remember that as you dump the chump. You should break up with him. He's putting his own selfish desires over your mental health. Relationships are replaceable. Your mental health isn't. Looks like you have more than one abusive person in your life. He doesn't care that you're hurting or miserable, hates that you will do better than him, and wants to keep you beneath him and vulnerable. Your vulnerability and trauma can attract abusive people who think you're an easy target to control themselves. Heal yourself first, and you might not be able to do that if you stay in this relationship. Dump the boyfriend and move out. Live your best life up. I think you need to be really carefully about what you do next. If your mother has been abusive to you for the last 2 years, potentially longer, you may have become less able to recognize the early signs of abuse from others. How dare someone tell you that you need to stay in a toxic environment because that's what's best for them? You need to think about what's best for you, and by the sounds of it, he's isn't it. My advice would be to move out if possible. Look for somewhere with a roommate so you can share costs. Spend some time being single so you can completely focus on your own healing and mental health. Tell him, okay, we should break up then, and watch as he gets a deer in the headlights look and stumbles over his words about how he didn't mean it. Don't let him manipulate you. Take care of yourself first and foremost. Sounds like your BF is abusive too, and using you, or planning to for your money. Dump the family, dumo him, and get to a better place in your life. There is no point in staying with someone who wants to leave, especially since you're moving out. You're living your life and he doesn't agree. Move on from the relationship. It's not healthy. Try to contact a social worker or somebody to get some help on what your assistance your mother is eligible for. Imagine you are living on Mars. You could communicate with the Earth. How could you help her? What can you do without doing the work yourself? And for your boyfriend, you could say, maybe that's for the best. We seem to be in different points of our lives. Lose both of them. I wish you the best for your future. You just told him your needs and concerns for mental health and safety, and his response was to give you an ultimatum. Let that sink in for a moment. Unless your BF gets how incredibly selfish and unsupportive his response was to you. and apologized. Then I'd dump him like I'd dump mom. Your boyfriend sounds like a jerk who doesn't care what you're experiencing. If he threatens to break up with you, I would suggest, "Okie doke," as a response. He'll probably change his mind and say he wants to stay together, which will tell you that the threat was manipulation and you're right to break up. I'm more concerned about your mother, though. You don't mention her being abusive before her stroke. What I'm seeing here is not an abusive mother but a stroke patient, which is different. What you need here, I think, is not to move out but to get some outside help. If you don't know where to start, you might begin by talking to your mother's medical team. Her case manager is probably the right person if she has one. Otherwise, her doctor will do. Anyone on her team can point to resources for getting help with your mother's new needs. If you do decide to move out, you should probably contact Adult Protective Services to tell them that you'll be leaving a stroke patient without anyone else in the house. If you don't, you could be held accountable for abandonment. Even if you're not attached to your mother, you really don't need that. Good luck. You're only 19, and you have a lot going on. It sounds like a mess. First of all, I'm so sorry you're going through this. He has no right to treat you like this. Secondly, I was in nearly the exact situation you were over a year ago. The thing is, I moved. We broke up due to him throwing a massive tantrum about me not texting him enough. I'm far happier after I've moved. I haven't been this happy my entire life. And I'm even happier because I'm not with him. My best advice to you is never let someone hold you back from happiness and bettering your situation. Because someone who cares about you and your well-being wouldn't ever be pulling stuff like this. I hope you make the best choice for yourself, and wish you the best of luck. You don't need that burden shit on your back. Leave his ass and concentrate on yourself and your health. In fact, he will be slowing you down and won't let you grow as a person. He acts like a brat. End that BS with him and live a happy life. Do you have anyone in your life who's supportive? Are you going to school? Do you have any friends you can move in with? Please, get away from your mom. No one deserves to be treated like that. Just make sure you aren't getting yourself into an even worse situation. Abusers seem to have this radar for vulnerable people. Please, stay safe. Nice supportive boyfriend. Dump him. You do not want to repeat the cycle of having both an abusive household and boyfriend. You're so young and there's no reason to put up with his BS. He's controlling you and no SO should make threats of breaking up. This is a huge red flag and I would advise not to continue being with him.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. EmmilyyyyMG is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.